Alright, so I am absolutely livid right now. I was just on YouTube on mobile, and on your YouTube channel, it had a list of my videos, and I have like 40 or 50 videos. A lot of them have my face in it, but I had to make them private because I found, this channel is attached to an email that has my full name. And when I was typing in my full name on Google, it was popping up, and then you could find out a whole bunch of information on me. You could see the house that I live in, all types of stuff. So I had to privatize all of that. And it had the video that I just did on Venezuela, and then right above it, because I remember I tried to upload it twice by accident, it had one that was above it that was still looked like it was being loaded for like a week. So I deleted the one that was being loaded, the Venezuela video that I did, and it deleted both of them. I don't know if you guys remember the Venezuela video I did, and I filmed it like this, and there was two black sides on each side, but I guess it's an opportunity for me to redo the video. I can't remember a lot of what I talked about, but I do remember one specific thing. Everyone saying that this is a coup, CIA backed this and that. They say that about everything. Anything that happens in the world that isn't for the benefit of Russia and China, it's a CIA backed plot or something. We're supporting Juan Guaido, not necessarily because we like the guy. It's just our only legitimate option within the realm of law and within the terms of Venezuela's constitution to get rid of Maduro. We can figure out what, or the Venezuelan people can figure out who they want in office once they get rid of Maduro and they start getting elections in there. But people kept saying in the comment section, hey, look at Libya. They're like, look at Libya, look at Iraq and Afghanistan and all that. Do you want to end up like that, Venezuela? Let me tell you guys why that's a false equivalency. Because those are Islamic countries. Once the Cold War ended, there was no longer a giant communist superpower trying to spread communism throughout the world. So we had a free, lane to go around and spread democracy or our ideology, capitalism and all that, to the whole world without much resistance. And we made the mistake of going into the Islamic world, which is incompatible with, democracy and capitalism, because of the Quran and their belief system. And we failed there. So they only want Venezuelans to look at Middle Eastern failures for installing democracy. And my one thing is, why don't you ask Venezuela, the people there, to look at our allies, look at Canada, look at, all the European Union, Iceland, look at Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, and I even mentioned the Gulf states that are friendly with us: Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE. Like, all those places were built up by Western friendly engineers. They just use their oil money to make them look nice, to get all the good urban planning and buildings. They never say, look at all those countries, you could be like them if you get back in America's circle. They just want them to look at the failures. So, keep that in mind. That the people who hate on America in the West, I believe, suffer from what's called Western guilt syndrome, we win so much and we're winning so badly against the rest of the world that, and we've been, we've held the title for so long, they just want to see us fall to anyone. That's why they support Putin and, China. But what would you rather have? Venezuela falling into China's debt trap diplomacy to where, that's what China did, gave it a whole bunch of money. The money stayed at the top with Maduro and like I think there's like 1,000 or 2,000 generals in Venezuela, some crazy shit for the size of it. And, it just stays in the top politically connected people while everyone else starves. And eventually they're not going to be able to pay those loans, and China's going to seize their ports, seize their, railroad stations, their pipelines, their oil, their airports, all their, mines for, like cobalt and iron and, maybe like steel smelting, like factories, yeah, like steel smelting factories. They're gonna take everything when Venezuela can't pay all that back in oil. And then all the money that Russia's pretty much giving them defense equipment in exchange, for all types of different political favors, selling oil in rubles and, trying to just support their or Moscow's geopolitical agenda across the world. But you would rather see Venezuela's wealth go to China and Russia than to see them, get in America's circle and in America's good graces and become a country like Israel with a massive GDP. I can't get over this RT bot nonsense bullshit. These people have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Venezuela has such great potential. I can't remember all the things I went over in the video that I just accidentally deleted. But I just wanted to get a Venezuela video back up here and cover the main thing that I remember talking about in the last video. The last video was like 13 minutes long. This one's about 7.5, almost 8 minutes. So I'll cut it off from here. But Venezuela has the potential of becoming a great nation.